Hi, I'm Gloria Coppola and a licensed massage therapist, and I've been in this business for almost 25 years now. Today's topic, how do we deal with difficult clients? Perhaps we need to discharge them. So, unfortunately, it might happen sometimes, but not often. Here's a few examples. I was in practice for about maybe 2 years, and a client was referred to me, and he would travel 2 hours. And he wanted really, really deep work. And to the point that, number one, I knew it wasn't good for his tissue. And number two, it was hurting my hands. He really wanted to have his muscle look the color of my shirt. And I would tell him that I couldn't work that deep. Number one, physically couldn't work that deep. And number two, that it wasn't good for his body. But he kept insisting, work deeper, work deeper. When he came back, I had decided that although he really liked the session, it wasn't in my best interest to continue to work with this client this way. So I listened to his body and provided the type of session that I felt his tissue was going to respond to. Now I knew I may never see this client again, but that was okay by me. Sure enough, after the session, he said to me, "Wow, that was an amazing massage. That was the best one I ever had." But he never came back. So that is one subtle way of dealing with a difficult client. Perhaps you have a client that is maybe making inappropriate responses to your massage and suggesting things or joking or making innuendos. I would immediately address that and explain to them that it is inappropriate and that if they choose to continue, perhaps we'd have to stop the session. If they decided to continue in any way that made you feel uncomfortable or crossed your boundaries, then you do need to stop the session. And just thank them kindly and say, "But I choose to end the session right now because I'm very uncomfortable." If you have a client that is coming and making passes at you, please, it's not funny. It's not a joke. I have known people that told me that they've actually been stalked, few and far between, thank goodness, but you don't want that to happen. When I had my holistic center, I had several therapists that were subcontractors. And there was a gentleman that used to come into the space. And every time he left, one of the therapists would say to me, "I feel really uncomfortable working with him because he always makes some kind of inappropriate remark." Each time he would schedule with a receptionist who was unaware what was happening, he would ask for new therapists. Well, one day he got me. And I can tell you right now, I did not even take him into the massage room. I sat him down. I thanked him for making the appointment. But I said, "Several of my therapists have been very uncomfortable with comments that you have made." He wasn't very happy about that, but that was okay. I wasn't very happy about what he was doing. I asked him if he would like a referral to another facility. And if not, then I would appreciate that he does not come back to this place again for services. The unfortunate part of this was he was a police officer. And a friend of mine ran a check confidentially and said that he had been doing this in other facilities and not because he was checking anybody out to see if we were legitimate or not. So this was an unfortunate circumstance. And we just never know where it's going to come from and who's going to do it. But you need to be safe, you need to protect yourself, and you need to get rid of clients that are just not going to serve you well either. Sometimes you might have a client that just, "Oh, can you spend 5 more minutes here? Oh, can you just go down here? Oh, I need my feet done. Oh, come back up here." And you already like looking at your clock and realizing you've gone over 5 minutes. You may have even gone over 10 minutes. And you have another client coming in soon. You need to suggest to that client, "I realize that you really enjoy longer sessions, so I'm going to suggest next week when you come in, we're going to schedule an hour and a half because then you know what? I won't feel like, we're not addressing everything and you won't have to keep asking me for a little bit more here and there. And so we'll just have the time to completely take care of everything that needs to be worked out with all the little kinks. And that way I don't have to feel rushed either." So I think that's the best way to proceed with this. So they will either choose to do the hour and a half which will be also good for you, and they may not. So if they decide not to and say, well, no, that's all I can afford, and then you're going to have to be honest and just say, well, I really need to keep the session to the hour so that I don't run over into the next client. So next week when you come in, let's sit down a little bit and discuss exactly what your needs are so that we can pay attention to those specific areas and maybe eliminate some other regions that you don't need the massage. So you need to be diplomatic. You need to find the way to make this relationship work for you. If you have a dilemma with a difficult client and you need some advice, well, you can contact me at massageproce@gmail.com and I will do my best to assist you. Remember, shine your light and you will always be bright. Thank you for joining me today.